All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Comix Asylum Live. My name is Steve, and I'm here with Vaughn. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good, brother. Doing good, man. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy
Happy
new comic book
Wednesday
day too. We got to keep
and
on
happy
shouting
new.
that out, right?
That's right. Happy new comic book day. That's right. So hopefully everyone's had a chance to head down to their LCS to pick up whatever's on their pull list. And just as a public service announcement, if you've got a lot of books on your pull list, please pick them up because it just
Please pick them up. Don't be a
it
Vaughn.
becomes a burden. It becomes a burden for the shop owner. I know they love you, but they don't want to be your library, if you know
It's
what I mean.
11-8, right? Don't be a Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn, I'm gonna call you out. I hope you don't mind.
Many years I've run into that with my LCS. So
Yeah. Vaughn's the type of guy where I'll be there.
habitual line stepper.
Like the Michael Jackson song, "I'll be there," and then he never shows up, and the
Never
book
shows
is
up.
pilot.
Never shows up.
I know it's not comic related, but have you seen the Michael Jackson biopic yet?
No, but I've been seeing it's been getting killed online.
Yes.
So from what I see, everybody's saying the general consensus is if it's like the surface level part of it is all fine.
Mhm.
If you like that type of stuff, but it doesn't really dig any deeper. And it's only like a subsection of time of his life. You don't really get into like a long, like they keep out all the narrative about all the other stuff.
Right.
And
Anything that would be like
yeah,
perceived as negative
controversial.
and
Supposedly, I heard also it was a movie, they cut it in half. Like technically, they had a longer cut of it and a longer thing, but they reduced it down to just this time period, just to make it more tangible. So I don't know.
Okay. That's an interesting call,
Yeah.
and I can see both ways about it. But I
Yeah.
guess, do you know? Did the family authorize it? Is this one of those ones
So,
where the
so the
family?
whole family, for the most part, I mean, like you said, the whole family, but like I think Janet was missing, and then Paris or whoever his daughter is, she
Daughter.
wasn't there at the red carpet. So supposedly most of the other family members have signed off on it, except for I don't know if it's any indication that they haven't signed off. I know she was online talking about it, that it's been Hollywoodized or whatever, and there's stuff in there that doesn't really represent 100%. She would say total truth, but you know how that works.
So, in other words, it's reasonably authorized then.
Yeah, reasonably authorized.
Okay.
We
So
haven't,
no
like you have to pull for Hollywood and do stuff for Hollywood's sakes, right? So I think a lot of that's in there too. So, but other than that, the critics are kind of killing it. We'll see if fans like it, because you know how it is sometimes. Critics might kill something, and then next thing you know, fans love it, right, as a whole. So, hey, man, it's a hit and miss with that type of stuff, especially biopics. Biopics are like the worst case scenarios and a lot of that stuff, where you're really taking a chance to see if the fan base wants to come out with all the other controversies that's been involved with his life too. Who knows where they're going to take it.
I also think too, like if you're too recent, like a biopic for someone who's as public as Michael was, it's hard because it's like everybody's got their own vision of his life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people lived it in real time. Like if it's a biopic of like someone from the 40s or
40s, 60s
figure, like Joan of Arc, or
like I grew up with it. And even for me, I think some of it might be still a little bit too recent.
Right.
And that could be a recency bias thing as well too. So not so much for the good, but you know how that is.
Yeah. What's up, Al? Yeah. I'm glad you agree with us. It is hard. Because also, like, what side are we seeing even on the public side? Right.
Yeah.
And
it's always through the lens of somebody else's eyes, right? It's through whoever the director wants to, portray what he wants to portray in the story, right? Versus if you just go with a natural biopic that's indifferent and just states the facts, right? That's hard. That's hard.
Well, speaking of biopics and origins and whatnot, we just got news that Darkhorse is putting out, I guess, an Eternia Skeletor MOTU book, and it's going to delve into the origins of Skeletor.
Do they hold license on that?
That's a great question.
Because I always feel weird because they do some stuff and then Boom does some stuff and some other guy. Like the license seems like it's fragmented into a number of companies that I don't know who owns the core license. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a great point.
But either way, I'm here for it. I might try, depending who's drawing it, not just I'm writing it.
Well, the image, the preview image is a banger. This is quick. Big news. I'm kicking off Masters of the Universe Genesis with the dream team of @Gavin Smith at Blue Sky and Pora Fabi. I hope I got that right. Apologies if I did. At Blue Sky, delving to Eternia's past and the dark origins of the one and only Skeletor, out this August from @Darkhorse. So we're gonna actually head over to Slash Film. Let's see if there's anything else that's come out of it.
So this is right after the movie then, because the movie's coming out when? It's a summer blockbuster, isn't it?
Summer blockbuster. So
it's just a little bit after.
Let me check that out in real time, unless Al has that.
So this is this image right here is weird. It kind of reminds me of has a Bagleyism kind of to it. I don't know if it's how they color it or what.
Maybe. So June 5th. So it's going to come out 2 months after the film.
Yeah, maybe they couldn't kind of get a code to coincide, because that would have been good to, because then you could have done a whole bunch of alternate covers with the movie kind of stuff. That would have sold some books.
Yeah. So Al says it might be about Skeletor's conquest of Eternia. Absolutely. When Adam is in hiding. So it's almost like the young Skeletor Chronicles, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it'd be good to see, right? Because I think he's a cool hero. A cool villain, sorry. I think he's
a cool villain. You might have seen that whole thing. It's been floating around online for the last little while. The Mount Rushmore of cartoon villains.
Yes.
and he's in it. Him, Megatron. Who else was in? My brain is smushed, man, today.
I'm gonna pull up, but I'm also gonna pull up the article.
Yeah.
But I think, was there debate whether like Mumra
was in it for sure too.
Was in it?
Mumra was in it too.
Yeah.
And it was Cobra Commander, I think, also in there.
Right. Yeah. So I guess these are cartoon ones, because it can go into comics and video games and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, for the cartoon ones, I think that's a pretty good one, of the most iconic ones. I'm having a hard time drawing up.
Maybe Mumra?
Mumra's on it. Mumra's on it.
Mumra's on it? All right.
Yeah, so it's Skeletor, Mumra, Megatron, and Cobra Commander. Those are the 4 that's on it.
Okay. I can see that then.
I don't know if I'm awful with this type of stuff. Does the actual like main, what do I call it? The American, like, is there 5 or is there 4?
It's 4.
There's 4? Okay.
That's always like the problem with these, because really it's 5, right?
Yeah.
Like usually it's 5, especially when you're talking about like heroes or whatever.
The villains, yeah.
So let's see here. So this is a courtesy of I think it's Slash Film. Yeah. New Masters of the Universe Genesis comic book will reveal the secret origins of Skeletor and the history of Eternia. This is an exclusive from them. So He-Man and Masters of the Universe has enjoyed a small renaissance over the past decade. Andy Stevens' animated series, She-Ra and Princess of Power, rebooted the female-driven He-Man spinoff before Kevin Smith led a darker continuation of the original 80s Filmation cartoon.
Is that darker?
Apparently so.
Okay.
Masters Universe Revelation. What darker might mean is just maybe slightly more adult.
Yeah.
Both series streamed on Netflix. And it says Mattel is betting on the new movie coming out, Masters Universe, would bring a new attention to He-Man. A new Masters Universe action figure line is underway, and they have a few actually. And Film can also confirm that the company is collaborating with comic book publisher Darkhorse for a 12-issue comic series exploring the backstories of Eternia and its people, Masters of the Universe Genesis, beginning this August. So the opening 3-issue arc, written by Rich Dueck and illustrated by Gavin Smith, and that's probably who drew the Skeletor villain, Skeletor image there, sorry. Will focus on Skeletor, the skull-faced leader of the evil warriors, always scheming to take over the throne of a planet of Planet Eternia. The full synopsis reads: discover the origins of your favorite heroes and villains. In issue 1, we meet Skeletor, a power-hungry demon mage determined to seize control of Castle Grayskull, conquer Eternia, and become master of the universe. So in past tellings, Skeletor was once a man named Keldor, the half-brother of Eternia's king, and He-Man's father, Randor. So it's all about the bad uncle, eh?
Yeah.
Or the bad half-uncle. It remains to be seen how Genesis will iterate on this. All right, so this is one of the variant covers for issue 1. Is drawn by Lee Bermeo. See Skeletor and elite members of his evil warriors rendered in Bermeo's photorealistic style. And Bermeo is a great artist.
Yeah, he's a big Marvel artist. Yeah, it makes sense that they're getting to do stuff. That's great. That's a good cover.
Yeah, this cover's a banger.
I have a little bit of a thing, hot take. I think they should have just only done 6 issues versus 12. Right? And do a concentrated story versus doing 3 arc runs of each thing, because it might, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
No, you're not wrong.
So that's a pretty banger cover, yeah.
Yeah, and then this is the image that we've got as our thumbnail, which is also nice, nicely rendered as well too.
That's nice, yeah.
And then these are some of the images, I guess.
That's the internals, yeah. It's not bad internals in their pages, yeah.
Yeah, he's looking with some colors splashed on this. It'll look nice.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a pretty good use of gray tone on some of those backgrounds.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. So it says it makes sense to launch a Masters of the Universe comic series with Skeletor, yet the most criticized part of this to come movie is Jared Leto's casting of Skeletor. The Masters of the Universe trailer offered a peek of Leto's Skeletor voice, and it wasn't promising, but perhaps this comic will give fans a better Skeletor fix. I'm not like, okay, I'm not part of the Jared Leto fan club, but but the hate is something else.
It's something vicious, yeah. I mean, I don't think the whole idea that you're going to have to go to you should be more to the actual cartoon with his voice. I think that's what everybody's kind of like crucifying him on. I don't believe in that.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that. It's one thing for a kid's cartoon, but if you're translating to a movie, I don't know if you need to go that level. Voice is so like interpretive of the art and the medium.
Exactly.
So I'm not too keen on that.
Al's got a great comment here. Because of their costumes being so alike, I always thought he was related to Adam, like his evil twin. Right?
Yeah, because they both have that kind of that crest across, like thing across their chest, like the breastplate kind of thing, right? And just one's a alternate evil version of it.
Fideg, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it is going to be a good read. I think that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting. It's going to be really interesting. Al says, I'll be reading Slash Film for years and years. It's great. Same as Dark Horizons.
Well, Dark Horizons still around? I haven't checked Dark Horizons in years.
Yeah, that's been around for a minute, and it's out in August, right? So letting Fideg know that it's in August. Agreed. Great cover. I assume it's going to be colored on the inside, but I'm sure they're still in production.
Yeah, it's in production.
Yeah. Al is not a fan of Jared Leto, but we'll see. We'll see if they can play it off.
I'm not a fan of Jared Leto myself, but from the snippet that they in the trailer that they used of his voice, I see nothing wrong with it.
No, agreed. And
people are being overly critical of it.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where it's almost like things snowball based on public perception as opposed to just whatever the actor is doing. Just go with it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a nice image, Joe.
Yeah, that is a really nice image.
Yeah.
So what do you think? You say only 6, eh?
I think they should have only done 6. I would have preferred I wonder if it's like they're doing 3 issues on Skeletor, then jumping around to a different villain or whatnot. But I like, me, I like concentrated story arcs more so than just drawn out stuff. And I feel like sometimes you lose the pacing of some of that stuff, and that's where you have fans fall off harder.
Yeah.
Right? Also makes for a better graphic novel consumption, which is a nice, concise story versus whether they drag it out or, now these days Marvel is hard pressed to get to 12 issues, right? So it's I'm not done. It's not Marvel and those Darkhorse, but I still feel like a lot of these guys are suffering from the same thing,
Right.
same issues.
Yeah. So Al says unnecessary hate to Leto, and Vaughn is right. We only got a snippet of his voice, and let's be honest, they're gonna probably tweak it based on
It's the same
audio
thing happened with Bane.
actions.
Yeah. Like when we first heard Bane, it was pretty inaudible, and then they tweaked it later. By the time the movie came out, so we'll see what they do.
Right? Yeah, and I think I'm in the minority because a lot of people hate how Nolan does audio, especially the voices in his movies.
Yeah.
And I know Bane is hella hard to understand, but I love that character. Like, he is my favorite villain out of that trilogy. Without a doubt,
he's a guilty pleasure.
He's a guilty pleasure, man. Like, I know it's hard to listen to, but Tom Hardy's, I don't even know what that is, mix of
his interpretation
or something, is absolutely hilarious. And he has lines, man. He's got
some of the best lines, I would say. I personally feel like he has the best lines in that trilogy. Yeah. Right? Some, like, I know the Batman, the Joker ones are well quoted as well too, but some of like his just hitting soliloquies in some of those things, some of his as a villain.
Right. Yeah. So Finnegan says, not Oppenheimer's laughter, which is a good move, but should be nice. Right. Yeah. Like, because that's the whole thing. Like, if you want that, watch the cartoon. And so if the film's going to give you something different, then that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Do something different then. Yeah. Not everything has to be a 1-to-1 ratio, right? I know some of the hardcore fans would want that, but I'm not of that mindset.
No, as long as it's cool, right?
Like, then would you want the talking cat too then? Like, where do we draw the line, right?
Oof.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where do we draw the line?
Yeah. Wait, Al says he could do a great Bane, requires closed fists in front of the mouth. I'd love to hear it. I would absolutely love to hear that, Al. Finnegan says, yeah, Bane voice, nice. For sure. So we've got that. And then, it's funny because what we're going to delve into next brought up another film that is from the same company because it was going through all of its restructuring. And we'll touch on it in a sec. But, like, it's amazing how quickly decisions can shift when it comes to these big companies and their IPs and the stuff that they've done and then getting it out to the market. And I know that when it was announced that Coyote versus Acme was being shelved, it was a big WTF.
Yeah.
Because the film, from what we had seen, looked great.
Yeah.
And there was no reason to shelve it. And now, this morning, we just got a trailer for it. There was some teasers over the last couple of days. And we're not going to show the trailer and or any images and stuff. But what are your thoughts on it?
I liked it, but I'm an old head in that sense too. Like, I like the whole idea of the old Looney Tunes slapstick, and when they did cut in some live action stuff later down in the years, and they kind of mix mash stuff. I was always a big fan of it. I see, like, the whole, like, they brought everything back as well too. You have, like, the cast, Tweety, Foghorn Leghorn, like
Leghorn, man,
right? Like, they have
playing the Southern Heavy,
right? And he plays like the big boss of the corporation too. So from what they're indicating, so I'm like, okay, that could be funny.
Out there golfing away like crazy, I say, boy. He was actually my dad's favorite character.
Yeah, he was a good character. I liked him, and I liked the sheepdog a lot. So
and you know what's interesting? The sheepdog and Coyote, because I always hated Roadrunner personally, because and this is a guy. Bugs is my guy, and Bugs is able to kind of like defy gravity and his own kind of
logic and all that stuff. Yeah.
But Roadrunner, I always felt, was completely like unrealistic and ridiculous. He was like too extra with the way he got out of stuff. But the sheepdog, especially as I got older, I love that cartoon because they're just playing their roles. They're
Yeah,
just doing
it's just
a
a job
job.
for them, right? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, see you tomorrow. Yeah, what if it Ralph and somebody
Ralph,
else?
yeah, it's Ralph.
But when you think about it, it's a comment, just like I guess where they're kind of leaning with this film. It's a comment on on business in the industry.
Yeah, social society, like kind of comment on everything. Right?
Right. And so the thing that makes me wonder is they're taking some shots at WB in this film.
Yeah.
Themselves. Like they're a little bit of self-deprecation.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering
WB a little bit double just the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Right?
And when you think about it, that they've always done satire and have been like incredibly critical in their own way, and sometimes, back when things weren't necessarily as politically correct as they are now, viewed through a bad lens with time. But they've always taken that, like when you look at those Warner Brothers cartoons, they've always taken shots at society,
at everything. Yeah.
So it's interesting because like the tax breaks is one of the reasons why they shelved it.
He shelved it, yeah. And they thought it wasn't going to do as well because I think it was just they had done it before the pandemic, or just it was just supposed to be.
I think it was in production before the pandemic, and then they shelved it.
They shelved it, yeah.
Yeah.
But from what I can see, it looks good. I mean, I don't look good, but it looks interesting. I like the whole premise of it as well too. That Will Forte is just like this, like pseudo lawyer that's trying to kind of go against the man and Acme's default shoddy product, and also like the cover up of it all, right?
Right.
Like it's always like it's the little guy versus big tech. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, totally.
This is funny.
It is pretty funny. So it says Coyote versus Acme teaser takes aim at WB over tax write-off. So after spending more than 2 years trapped in Hollywood development hell, I don't know if it was development hell. I think it's more like business hell.
Yeah.
Coyote versus Acme is finally moving forward towards theaters and is already taking aim at the studio that nearly buried it. According to comingsoon.net, and this is courtesy of Yahoo Entertainment or Complex, which is, I think is one of the things that they refer to. Ketchup Entertainment released a short teaser for the long-delayed film, revealing that the first full trailer will arrive. This is from last week, but the trailer dropped today. And it pokes fun at Warner Brothers Discovery's decision to shelve the movie for a tax write-off. So you can see here on the still is Happy Tax Day. So time to coincide with Tax Day, which was April 15th in the States. Ours, if you're Canadian, it's on the 30th. The clip opens with Wile E. Coyote holding a sign reading Happy Tax Day. He then flips it around to reveal a second message, check your write-offs. So if that isn't a tongue-in-cheek kick in the teeth, then I don't know what is. And it's one of those interesting things because like you think about all of the upheaval when it comes to like this sort of stuff, like all of these IPs and everything else, you're always wondering like where does it end and where do the characters then get shelved and then become something that they would then license out.
Yeah. And Warner Brothers is in a unique position because they have so many characters now these days, and there's a legacy of it all, right? But also like they're been taken over by another IP company and whatnot. So I wonder if we would have seen this. I guess it wouldn't have been in time, but like, would this have just went straight to Netflix?
Well,
if they had bought it, but I know
what is Warner Brothers streaming? Do they have a streaming
Paramount Plus? No, is that Paramount?
No, I think that's who's buying them.
Yeah,
because I know.
So now that will go to Paramount Plus when it releases.
Now, once it comes out of theaters, yeah.
When it comes out in theaters,
yeah.
Very interesting. I don't know,
but it just goes to show you that, like, and especially with the way like AI and stuff's taking over, at least the dominating the conversation. It's like and with the recent layoffs at Disney, it's like we're all just pawns in it. So the audiences are pawns, the creatives are pawns, the IPs are pawns for the people who are moving the chess pieces and making the money off of it. Because if this movie was that terrible, you wouldn't be seeing the light of day of it now. Like, where's Batgirl?
Yeah,
will we see Batgirl with this coming out?
I feel we will. I have a feeling once the merger's done, they're going to need so much content on their streaming to kind of get to where they want to get to. I bet you that they'll release it. I mean, they're already doing so many write downs already. So I don't know. You'll probably see it.
Thanks, Al. HBO, of course.
Yeah. HBO Max.
Yeah.
Well, it's just back to HBO now. They spent all that money renaming it to HBO Max, HBO whatever, and then they just went back to HBO. Like, come on.
Yeah. Fadagan says WB should hire that MCU's big artist who got fired, make him work for the DCU projects. Yeah.
I bet you some of them do make the transition over when you got like the guys like James Gunn with his film department.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although there's questions of even how long he's going to be at Warner.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So interesting. Speaking of IPs of the past, we have got another one coming out. This one from Reginald Hudlin. And in my opinion, had a great with Billy Zane. Like, I love the look of this character. And the Phantom is coming back.
I thought that's where you were headed with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I love Billy Zane movie. I love the look of the Phantom in that movie. Like, it's one of the best movie costumes, bar none. That's right. The Phantom. So Reginald Hudlin, comic book scribe and filmmaker.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing television version.
Did they say what this is going to land? What platform?
Not sure, but it says another superhero is making the way to television. This one is courtesy of Gizmodo, and that's Lee Falk's The Falcon. Per Variety, Falk's comic strip is getting a new show courtesy of filmmaker Reginald Hudlin, who will direct and produce the series, which is great. Through his decades-long career, Hudlin's written for Black Panther at Marvel Comics and helped relaunch DC's Milestone imprint. He'll be working on the show with King Features, the studio behind the Cuphead show.
Okay.
So this series marks a pivotal expansion to meet the current cultural zeitgeist for this brand, said King Features president C.J. Kettler. Reginald possesses a deep reverence for the comic book industry and source material itself, and we're confident this adaptation will meet the high expectations of both longtime and new fans globally. So that's good news.
It's good news.
Yeah.
I always wonder that. I always wonder about like the Phantom and some of these more time-specific characters, if they shouldn't try to do a modernized version.
Yeah.
Right. Versus keeping it in there, like even the Spider-Man Noir that they're doing. That one I get why it's a little bit more thing. So I wonder with that, but I'm all for it. I want to see it. I'll check it out. Did they say if it was live action or animated?
Well, if that's a good question. If it's Hudlin, I can see it being live action. But let me see here. Well, Cuphead it has amazing animation.
Animation company.
So it could be animated.
Yeah.
There's a part of me. Well, you know what? I'll take it either way. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. If they did it like the Amazon, the Batman or whatever that one was called, that would be interesting to see if they did it like that. It was a little bit more like, we'll see. Or even like what they're doing with, if they did a live action and they do what they're doing with Spider-Man and Noir, that looked pretty decent. So they could do that.
Yeah, they could do that. Al says Peter Chung did Phantom 2099. He did Aeon Flux, which I love. We love it too. Aeon Flux is just amazing. It looks fantastic.
Think I remember Phantom 2099.
I don't remember that either. But it's funny because in the article they refer to how iconic the Phantom is.
Yeah.
And the fact that the Venture Brothers spoofed him with Phantom Limb is hilarious, because looking back, and I never made that connection that he was the Phantom.
Me neither. But if you look at him now, it made sense.
Totally.
It made sense, yeah.
And to be honest with you, Venture Brothers does not get enough love. I'm sorry.
How old is the Phantom? Because wouldn't that be coming up on...
Phantom debuted in the 30s, so it's in
I'm thinking of just general IP, you know what I mean? Like public domain.
So 1936. So that's that. My dad was born in 36. Wow. So we're talking almost 80 something years.
Yeah.
So 90 years.
Yeah. So he's coming up on public
90 years, man.
How does the public domain work? Does it go back into circulation after some time or not?
Yeah, I think it's 75 years. I know. I think it was might even be extended because I think Disney did some shenanigans to get Mickey Mouse some extra time,
And I
buy
think
Mickey some time.
Yeah.
And then I guess Superman is in the same thing. So I think Superman and Batman are when the 30s come around, they're going to be back.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. So Phantom says that the Phantom film had great stunts. Agreed.
I remember that movie when I was
underrated for sure.
Yeah.
Phantom is crazy popular in the South Pacific Islands from comic book soldiers left behind in World War II. Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense. And I hope it does well.
I hope it does well. I mean, based on who's doing it and when they think, I have a feeling it'll land on Amazon, knowing the way things are going right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. And we're going to wrap it up in a couple of minutes, but I just want to bring up, I don't know, do you ever watch Silo? Have you watched Silo on Apple TV?
So this is the one that I think I told you before. I started watching because I love the actress. And I found the first episode a little bit boring. Right. So I never got through it.
Well, it's interesting because season 3 dropped. They just dropped a teaser, and they're going back to the future. So they're going to tell what happened to get them to the point.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But would she be? Is she still like the main lead, or are they kind of doing flashbacks?
I don't know because she's exec producing it. Like she's
okay.
I think she's exec producing it.
Yeah, so they're probably doing
something
in betweens. Yeah,
probably like it's her parents.
Yeah, something. Yeah,
and stuff like that. And I have to re up on my Silo lore because it's been a minute since I watched season 2. So I can't remember if like anyone was in like cryo sleep or if this is just generations of people who've been living underground.
Yeah, from what I remember, it was generations. Like I said, I only skimmed the first season. I watched all the trailers and everything, so I don't fully know where everything landed with the show.
Yeah, and so it's going to employ my favorite, and I'm saying this tongue in cheek, my favorite storytelling device, which is the past and the present being interspliced, right? Oh, and if you think about it, though, it's probably brilliant to do it because now they can extend the season run, and then also do a prequel show at the same time.
I mean, I'm always of the mindset. If you really want to take a chance and be brave, that season should be all different actors. Start maybe with one actor, the main actor, and then every episode after that is the prequel. And then you extend it even more, right? And then you get to season 4 now, where you read back up to the future. I don't know. That's just me.
Interesting.
Right.
Interesting. I think there's a lot of flexibility because you don't have to worry about like back in the day when you're dropping 22 eps, right? Every character in an ensemble cast would get their own episode, but it'd be sprinkled within the 22.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have to worry week to week about ratings.
Yeah.
And so if that character didn't pull good ratings, or if those side characters didn't pull good ratings.
Yeah, God forbid the Wesley Crusher episodes.
Yeah, you would dip in the Nielsen's, right? But now because it's streaming, like it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
At least it shouldn't matter as much.
Not as much. I mean, really, you've already pre-baked the season already. It's just going to be how the general outcome is of how people rank the season is what you're going up against, right?
Yes, exactly.
So I get it. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. When I get a chance, I'll try to delve back into it.
Yeah. Fidegan says, love streaming it on Apple TV. Their library is full of sci-fi and gems from other genres too. Al says he loved Lost. I couldn't get into Lost. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot because like the smoke bear or whatever it was, the smoke monster. And it looked interesting. But I was always like, I had my spider sense was tingling about them being actually dead. Mm-hmm. And then when it was confirmed, it ruined. I'm like, I'm not even going to go back and watch it because I was going to go back and watch it. Mm-hmm. But when they agreed on it, and the reason for it is they had a certain run for the story and the studio wanted more.
Yeah.
The network wanted more. So you got to make shit up.
It felt like they dragged it out for a while.
You got to make it up. You got to like because like think of like when you're putting together a book or whatever,
Mm.
you have your Bible, and your Bible's for a certain amount of issues or beats.
But then when the episodes, when it blows up, right, it's a little bit different then, right? When it becomes super popular and it's a week-to-week hit, right?
That's when you got to have the Kylo Ren meme. More.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm all about it. I watched the first season pretty religiously, and then I fell off.
And it's kind of weird too, because like Abrams was amazing, and like now they're downsizing. Like they've moved back to the east. They've moved back to New York, closed their California offices.
There's a whole YouTube video I saw the other day. I didn't watch it, but the title was "The Fall of J.J. Abrams."
Wow.
Yeah, and it is a pretty. I would like to watch it.
Bad Robots, Broken Robot. Is that what?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something in Bad Robots. Because you think about it, he was at the top for a while. Yeah, there's got to be some behind the scenes Hollywood stuff that they're not public, because can't say it's a pretty steep fall off. Like, he was still good for a bit, but you got to think he's not doing as much as he was.
Right.
He was the go-to guy for a while. Right.
Yeah, for sure. He's
definitely the go-to. Like, I think Seth Rogen is kind of that now, at least for Amazon. He's got like 5 shows right now. He's got his Apple shows. He's got his Amazon shows that he's co-executive producing.
Got the show. He's got The Boys. He's got Invincible. So
that all started with that other one that he did for was it Preacher? It was, I think, Preacher was his first foray into that. That really pushed him forward, right? As kind of like a showrunner, and he's been kind of running that heavy since then.
But when you think about it, he is probably the best at mining comic books and translating them to the screen.
Oh, for sure. Right now, he's got to be number one. Mark Millar was making a run for a while, but then I think once he hit the Netflix with, what was it?
But it's his stuff. Like, Mark Millar's doing his stuff. He's not bringing other people's
stuff
to shows. Like, Seth is actually able to go, let's make this one. And
let's make this one. Let's try this one out. And I think I have a good idea how to convert that into a good show. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Al says that the past context could or should inform the present day stuff if the story made it worthwhile. I totally agree. Absolutely. Fidegan says Silo is one of the few that reached high in the charts from Apple TV. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters also. It's great because they have small sub space compared to the others. I'm not sure, Al, if this is referring to Lost. It wasn't quite that. It was a side parallel universe, partly informed by the events running concurrently on the island.
Yeah, that's Lost then.
Yeah.
I thought they were just dead.
Mad confused. Like, my brain waves, all the synapses would have burnt out watching that show, trying to figure it out. Fidegan says, I haven't read the Foundation books yet. Thought of buying from Amazon UK since I love its TV show on Apple. You're looking at 2 Foundation fans right here, Fidegan. Love that show.
Foundation.
And Lee Pace. Lee Pace does not get enough love in sci-fi, man.
I didn't notice him for a long time until the Foundation show, and he's been doing stuff for a while.
He was doing one. It was about the beginning of the tech explosion on AMC. Oh man, I'll look it up. But he was in that show, and he was playing one of the developers, and that's when I first noticed him.
Okay.
And then I think he played like John DeLorean as well too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Let me see if I can find.
He's one of those classical kind of theater actors, probably. Right?
It was Halt and Catch Fire.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember that one.
Like, that's a great series. Anyone who hasn't watched that, check that one out.
Was that
it was 2014 to 2017. So
was that the Walking Dead guys that the show, the station, the
AMC?
AMC, right? AMC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Foundation episode 1 was awesome. Yes, and the production value on that show is crazy.
Yeah, I gotta say that's the thing about Apple. They do not skimp on their production values, from what I could tell, and they have an eclectic taste of what they greenlight. Right, all the shows so far, I haven't seen anything that's really. There's a couple that haven't hit mark, but I think they've been pretty good about what they choose as their, like, they've been a little bit more like the HBO method about the type of shows that they're going to take. And I like that they take a little bit more comedy as well too, and some of that stuff. So I'm all about it.
Yeah. Al says no belly button in Foundation because he's a clone. Yeah, because he's Day, right?
Yeah, he's Day. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Fidegan, yep, Al Davis timings. I recognize his voice this season, and welcome surprise because he is Thrag on Invincible.
He is Thrag, baby.
Yeah, and he was. You know what? Oh Lord, what's his name in Guardians? He plays the Kree, the guy with the anvil.
Oh, Alan Lee Pace.
Yeah, let me see who he is in Guardians. I can't remember the name. Like he's a great character.
Yeah,
he is.
Is it something to the story?
Something like that. Like, let me see full cast and crew.
Not Ronan.
Yeah, Ronan.
Yeah,
Ronan.
Yeah.
Ronan. And I love that character.
Yeah,
and he just doesn't like he just gets punked.
Yeah, no
That's
play.
Right.
No play.
Ronan the Accuser. Thanks, Al.
Yeah, the Accuser. I said Destroyer. It's Drax the Destroyer.
Drax the Destroyer, Ronan the Accuser.
Ronan the Accuser, yeah. The good old days of Marvel and their Galaxy of the Gardens,
yeah. So that's it for this week. We're gonna come back next week with some more stuff. Vaughn, anything that you wanna talk about or plug or say that you got coming up?
If I got to plug something, I would say, well, guys, we're going to be on the convention scene starting in around 2 or 3 weeks. So if you're out there on the convention scene, come say hi. Also, we're going to get ready to launch our next series soon. So we're going to be putting up the Kickstarter coming soon page. So if you guys could do us a big favor, like the video and everything, but once we launch that, if you guys could just kind of go over there and hype it up, that'll be great.
Yeah. It's actually currently up on
it's currently
up on Kickstarter right now. It's called Chronocari Alpha. We'll put it in the description, but if you guys can go and just give it a follow, we'd love that.
Yeah, it's going to be our next 5. We're doing 5-issue miniseries.
Doing 5. Yeah. But this Kickstarter will be issues 1 and 2, and I'm currently working on the inks.
So your boy over here, Steve, is drawing away.
Yep, they're not. I'm being locked away. Vaughn is making sure that I'm on task, so it's all good.
He's got to get it done, buddy. He's got to get it done. So
yeah, Zigzag. Unfortunately, we got a book. I've got to head back because I'm teaching a class. I'm actually teaching kids for the next couple of weeks. But what we'll probably do is we'll have these maybe run a little bit longer and start a little bit later once I'm not teaching.
Yeah. Also, I want to kind of get into some of the other stuff. We might be doing some on the road as well, too. One of our big news this year as well, too. I'll plug this. We're headed over to the good old UK for Thought Bubble later this year.
That's going to be
we're
fun.
going to be doing a con over there promoting our indie comic stuff. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Getting out of the normal marketplace and trying something different.
Yeah, and I've never been to the UK, so that's going to be. I don't think you have either, Vaughn. So that's going to be a lot.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Been to the UK. Yeah, I was when I was younger.
So you could show me around.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Al, are you in the UK? Because it's the one we're hitting up is Thought Bubble.
Thought Bubble, yeah.
I think it's in November.
It's in November, mid-November, November the 14th, 15th.
Yeah. So if you're in the neighborhood, Al, we'd love to see you. It'd be great to meet you. Yeah. But everyone in the comments, Fidegan, Al, Zigzag, it was great having the conversation with you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We look forward to seeing you again. I'm also going to be back in a few hours with Decepticon and J-Man. Because we're going to be looking at G.I. Joe issues 9 to 12.
Joe.
Yeah, so that should be fun.
Yeah.
A little bit of Marvel nostalgia.
Yeah, I forgot. I keep on forgetting they were the first licensor. They had a whole bunch of licenses that they let go that was still kind of.
Yeah, it was like Godzilla. It was Godzilla, Shogun Warriors, Micronauts, G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Yeah.
Those are 5 that I can remember off the hop.
I swear, did they have GoBots or did they have the other knockoff?
Oof, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Yeah. Star Wars, of course, Al.
Star Wars, yes, that's the other one. So it's funny. They had the Star Wars, they let it go, then they got it back with the whole thing, and now they're riding that.
After Darkhorse, yeah.
I kind of liked it when it was.
They own Star Wars now. They own Star Wars now. So
yeah, I kind of liked it when they were at Darkhorse more so. I think they told different types of stories than what they're kind of doing now.
Yeah,
at Darkhorse. So either way,
yeah, we'll definitely see.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Peace to everyone. See you in 7 for this version of our live cast. And for those of you tuning in to watch G.I. Joe Nostalgia Memories, I'll see you in a few hours. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good one, guys.